Hi.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. And how does it get any better than this? And what else is possible? Yes, I invited you, Troy, of all people, you. I invited you to have a chat about business.
Hey, I love now talking about business and what else is possible with business.
Mm. So, one of the things that I've been looking at with people is they have this point of view that they're going to fail. And like, you've been with me a while now, we've been generating together 3 years. And there's so many presumptive realities. What's a presumptive reality? It's a conclusion. I'm going to fail. Nobody's going to buy my product. I am not going to get this job. I am not going to have money. They're what we call presumptive realities, and they all lead to one road, which is failure. And then for me, question always has led me to everything that I desire in business.
Hmm. Yeah, and actually it's so funny because that was one of the things that I was looking at, like how much we are trained to go
Mm,
to conclusion and
mm,
if we go to a conclusion as though that's gonna give us something, but did it ever did? And for me, actually, like every time I go to a conclusion, everything would stop and everything would get slow. And I was just wondering like what was going on. And the moment that I realized, oh, like actually I went to a conclusion here, which it could be, oh, I get this right, or I get this wrong, like this is not working, which is a conclusion. Like if you go to this is not working, example, with your business, you are generating a project that's the sum total of what can show up. And I get it can be like so tricky sometimes to acknowledge that conclusions that we're functioning from because mostly in this reality, I'm gonna say like more than 99% of the population doesn't challenge your conclusions. They actually support your conclusions. Like how many people go to when you let's say decided like your business is that's going to succeed like or when you actually share your business ideas like what's people's response like usually like what I would get is oh like this is not going to work like and actually people will start saying like so many reasons and justifications about why it's not going to work rather than actually supporting the possibilities which would be look like oh yeah, that's a brilliant idea. Like what you can add, like what questions you can ask, like what else is possible here that you haven't considered for this to work, which is a totally different reality. And it's something that I am more playing with, especially in the last 3 years after I start working with you. And I'm very grateful because you have a very different way of being with business that I didn't I'm gonna say that being exposed before in a
mm,
person, like because like the persons that I was usually working with or saw have a business, it was usually based on, oh, like this is my business and I am the slave of my business or my job and everything is happening to me. And there was no enthusiasm with the generation of the business, which is I get like something that you be naturally, and it's beautiful. And again, it's more required in that for sure in the world.
well, it is. Gary Douglas said, "This is the Joy of Business Manual." I'm facilitating a 4 week class called Access Business and Money. And it looks at where you're functioning from now in regard to money and business. And then we talk about creating, and creating is embracing every single capacity that you have and that other people have so that you become greater. And so, one of the things that I am looking at, we're talking in Access about now, is profit. Are you asking for profit? And so profit is something that makes the world greater and makes you greater. And when you're willing to profit, money will show up in the strangest of ways. Like in this strange, like I asked for money today and someone paid for a class in Essen, and then someone from America paid for another class. And so we're not invited to first of all look at where our energy is going. Okay, are you putting your energy into stress, like frantic? Are you putting your energy into there's not enough? And so for me, I really had to learn through the support of Simone Melissa's, Gary Douglas, Shannon O'Hara. I really had to learn to dictate where I'm putting my energy and be really present with what is it that I want to create and what is my business about for me, because my business is about having ease with business, having peace with business. Most people, that may not be relevant for a lot of people, but it's really valuable for me, you know.
And actually, I just wanted to say, like, what you said is brilliant because, like, what is valuable for you in business? Because one of the things, like, I have been taught is, like, oh, just go do your business and come home, and that's different thing. And just get on with your job. Like, which for me, like, that was actually as an impossible task because for me, my business is not just something that I engage 5 to 7 or 7 to 5 or 9 to 5, and then just that's finished, and then I can actually go for somewhere else. Like, I actually love being with my business and generating, and sometimes it could be like even in the 12 a.m. in the night, and I go like, oh, actually, I can do this would create a greater future. But what I have been taught was like, oh, like now is the time to eat. Now is the time to work. Now is the time to go have fun. And there was like so many definitions about what they look like,
Linearity,
linearity,
linearity, slices.
which one of the things like with Joy of Business that I like one of the things with Joy of Business actually it's the way I see it, it's actually creating your business from everything can actually support each other's,
Yeah,
which is
for sure.
makes everything so much more easier. Like I know like you would
And
hang out. Yeah.
can I say something? And allowing consciousness and the consciousness of molecules to contribute to us, because I was very self-reliant, and contribution is part of consciousness and part of its nature. And if we don't get that our point of view impacts the molecules and that our point of view impacts reality and how our business shows up, we will not get present with what we are generating. And people go, oh, I'd like to have this. Yeah, you've got to be willing to be that which creates that. For me, I'm always looking at, you go back to where you were. I really was looking to bring in, not to please, in like, don't exclude the consciousness of molecules and the contribution that they be for us, because every single molecule Joy Business is based on, every single molecule in the universe is working on your behalf. But we have been trained, we either don't want to know it or we don't believe it.
Mm. I would say actually like we have been it's just like something like have been kicked out of us, like something that we know. Like how many of you, like when you were a child, like you just knew like everything is gonna work, like everything is okay. Like you didn't like
Mm.
worry about the future, like you didn't worry about what's gonna happen tomorrow. Like you were just like playing and generating in your own way. And then like, oh, like all the rules, like you should be doing this, you should be delivering this, you should be doing this, which actually brings like a totally something like I'm actually gonna say like until like 3 years ago, I believed I was trusting it would go away. I was trusting it wouldn't work, if that makes sense. Like I
Yeah,
had a
you're
trust in like if I choose what is joyful for me, what is fun for me, it's not gonna work. Like it's I cannot generate money. And I'm actually personally so grateful to be able to work with you over time and actually see like what you choose and actually be around that, which allowed me to see. And I get like that's one of the beautiful things with the business classes that you're going to facilitate, which is one of them is ABM. It's coming very soon, over 4 weeks. Like actually coming, like it's 1 hour 15 minutes for each call for 4 weeks. Like actually coming into that space and being with your point of views that is actually stopping you to have
Mm.
a profitable business and actually be able to like ask you questions as well to get the support to change that point of view because there is so much. I remember like when I first attended my business class with you, which was 3 days. It's called Business and Different. I actually couldn't even like get up my head, and my head was keep falling because there was just like so much unconscious regarding to business and money, and they were just like start dissolving. And when I was actually willing to let go of the point of views, I was able to receive different possibilities that I was not able to receive it before, which
Mm.
like for me there is no, I cannot put any price on that. Like there's like for me that's like one of the most valuable, like I'm gonna say actually the most valuable thing for me because I actually start to enjoy my daily life with my business and be able to generate money,
Mm.
which it was something like impossible for me. Like that was like impossible task. That's not possible. I cannot, like everybody can have it, but I can't have it. Like that was my point of view, and I'm so wrong. I am so grateful that I was wrong.
And so the reason that I chose this class, reason that the choice for the creation of the class was you start now, we start next Sunday with it, and then preparing for profit. Imagine if you knew 2024 could be your healthiest and wealthiest year and you prepared yourself for profit. I mean, we've outcreated, the both of us together, we're some creators. We've outcreated every single limitation, every single failure point of view. And we there's information in the Access Business and Money, which is about what you have to add to something to make it work, what you have to continuously put in place into your garden. Your business is your garden, or it's like a baby. And so a lot of people come in and they want their businesses to be an adult, whereas the business has to be walked from its birth. Like you have a birth certificate for a car, you have a birth certificate for a child, you have a birth certificate for a business. And then it has to be nurtured so that it can walk and it can run. And now it's going to become a man and it can take care of you. And so the building of the business is, I see people give up really, really fast. And I'm asking the question, who are you giving up on, or whose point of view are you making more important than you having this successful living that you'd like to have? For me, I've completely outcreated my culture. I've outcreated the women that I grew up around. And I had to be something greater. I had to be willing to be greater in my abilities, in my capacities. And also, I had to be willing to be a prophet to the world. And I know today that I am a prophet to the world, that I bring work that I'm proud of in business, particularly with the X-Men classes, taught to the entities, body classes. I'm proud of what I bring to the world, and I know that's a massive part for me and you.
Mm. Yeah, and like when we say like profit, like it's include money, but it's not just money.
Mm.
Like it
No.
could be like if you like it could be like making a choice and failing and actually learning something from it. Like
Mm.
when you are not willing to go to a conclusion, which is, oh, like now I failed, so I should quit. Like going, oh, okay, like when I choose this, it created this. So getting the awareness from that is profitable as well. And it's just such a, I get like it's such a wonderful topic because one of the things like for me, like I know making the money, like money cannot be like my driving force. Like I cannot
Force,
just
yeah.
work for money. Like normally I was in medical school and everybody was telling me, oh, if you finish the medical school and you completed it, then you have a job for life and you
Mm.
going to be secured all your life because you're gonna earn a certain amount of money. And I just like, I was like, no, like this is not enough for me. And how many of you out there listening, like money is just like not enough for me, or it doesn't, like I love money. Like I absolutely love money. I love having money. It just makes my life so much more easier. And I include money, but it cannot
Mm.
be the driving force for me. Like I cannot just like make choices based on money. And
Mm.
I get it's just like so much things to talk about. I get we can actually talk like all day. And
Mm.
that's why it's so beautiful to have this class over 4 weeks. And yeah. And I'm gonna say like for me, like one of the things like really, really, really changed everything. And I would love like what was the things that actually start to change things for you, that like having support for someone that is actually willing to not judge me, not make me wrong, not trying to make me something different than I am, but actually willing to nurture who I be. And when I actually have that support, like everything start
Mm.
to fall in place. So, and I'm so grateful for you for being that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so grateful that I can be that for people in the world too. You know, people tell me they become more confident, and I work with a lot of people that would have been put down because they're different and their functionality is different, and they have this like sense of wrongness. But when they go and when they become competent and confident in what they can generate, and that they're a gift, it's priceless. It's for me the profit of seeing someone smile, enjoy their job. Nobody has to have a job they hate. Nobody has to have a money problem. Lack is only in the energy of unconsciousness. You know, lack does not exist in the energy of consciousness. There's always abundance. We see this with the earth every day, in every moment. And so yeah, for me the greatest thing in the world, and sometimes too can be challenging my job because it's the most rewarding, and also you've got to be really willing to be present with the energetics of what you are creating, and what is your point of view in regard to your business, because your point of view creates your reality.
Mm.
Hmm. If
Yeah,
you have a point of view,
exactly.
no one will come to your classes. You're right. Nobody will come to your classes. If you have a point of view, where are the people that are looking for me? Where are the people that this are going to pay me? Where are the people that this will be valuable to? Where are the people who are really looking to be supported by consciousness? And then you got to be willing to get off your butt and get to work. Like, get, like, put something into the world. You've got to be willing to contribute.
Yeah, exactly.
And even bigger than contribute, you've got to be willing to receive. You have got to be willing to receive. All of business comes to me with ease, joy, and glory, and that has
Yes.
been the biggest challenge for me. That business can actually be ease, joy, and glory when we have to deal with taxation rules and corporate rules, and to keep going and knowing that all of business comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. It's a power tool. It really is. Yeah. So
Mm.
if you are interested in having something greater, in creating something greater, I've seen people come into these classes, CEOs, managers. I had a mechanic, and he was looking to change his business and have more sales and more ease. So I've seen all range of people's. You don't have to be self-employed. You can work for a corporate. This class has created massive change. This is about the living of the energetics of your life. What energy does work bring to your life? What energy does money bring to your life? And it's about going beyond stress and frantic, which there's a lot of in the world, folks, at the moment in particular, and actually
Mm.
stepping into something that peace, actually making peace and ease and relaxation, and going and generating and putting things in place, making that a priority. Mm.
Mm. Yeah. And like for me, it's like this classes is like a compass for people that actually have a different way of looking at business. And if you're out there like looking for a different possibility and looking for tools, I would say like you don't even require to have a business. Like if you are alive, like
I
you are
didn't
in
when I did
business.
my first cast. I didn't have a business when I did my first joy business cast. I did know, however, that there was a future there. I didn't know what that would look like. You know, imagine me, the control freak. I did know that there was a future there, and I did know that I could be something greater for the world. And I did know that I could contribute something deep down within me. There was a knowing. Yeah. So
Yeah. There's so much to
if
explore about this topic.
there's so much to explore, and if you know, I don't know if I told you this yesterday. I was at the gym and I was doing these deadlifts, and when I was doing the deadlift,
Sounds
I
very
was
fun.
yeah, it was hilarious. Like it was like, and when I was doing the deadlift, I was lifting through my back instead of my ass, you know. And I have a coach that works with me, and he just showed me like just to tilt my pelvis under, you know, and just like stick out my chest and to lean forward. And education and tools and support immediately, instead of giving up, I can't do this exercise, immediately I started to change the way that I was lifting my body, and then it was just different, And so, and then I did do it, and then my body enjoyed it. If we don't use our bodies, what's going to occur for your body? To finish the life, every choice creates the future. Some choices destroy. That's a future too. I would love you to know, one, consciousness has your back, even if you don't want to know it. And number two, there is always something greater available, but you've got to be willing to go for it and reach for it. And I would say the big thing, actually receive it, that you're worth it and that it's allowed.
Yeah. And all of the things that we talked so far is huge. Like, so how does it get any better than this? And if you want to explore more, you can come on and join Rachel on 10th of December for 4 weeks. I will put the link in the comments, and there are so many wonderful business facilitators out there in the world, like sharing these tools. If you're watching this in the future and you want to check them out, how does it get any better? Thank you so much, Rachel.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Thanks so much, everyone.